You'll be back confused, man.
It's hot at the port. It's hot at the port. Police everywhere. Hey, hey, you don't battle. Douala don't battle. It don't happen. Hey, everywhere is hot though. Running everywhere. Hey, hey, it don't battle. It has entered Douala. Hey, hey, tear gas everywhere. Oh, tear gas everywhere. Oh, it don't juju. It don't juju. Oh, animal is picking for it back. People are confused, running. Oh, Bamenda come and say, see at Douala. Yeah, yeah, Papa got to. Papa got to. He don't juju for pot. Oh, he don't juju for pot. Oh, police everywhere. Oh, civilians running everywhere. Oh, confusion in town. Confusion in town. Hey, hey, small. You don't start for Douala. Oh, Cameroon government. Oh, Cameroon government. Yeah, the country. We're on going to for outside. Any man pick you road to confusion outside. Tear gas everywhere. Watana, oh, Watana. Nziba, Selen Nziba. Watana, oh.
Hello everyone, I'm Babli Jonathan and this is the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinox Television live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. In our top stories, police officers fired tear gas and bullets at angry protesters in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. The angry Dakars took to the streets demanding for better working conditions and unpaid salaries, and the incident left several persons injured. And in sports, the Super Eagles of Nigeria rekindled hope that President Buhari's country may cross to the next stage of the ongoing 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. The Super Eagles just defeated Iceland 2-0 in their second encounter. Stay with us. Thanks for joining me in this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinox Television. We begin with news on the Anglophone crisis. Serious gunshots were heard last night in Kwen, Bamenda 3 subdivision and in other parts of the northwest regional capital, and reports say gunshots began renting the air in many localities as from 9 p.m. to about 11 p.m. Ambazonian forces reportedly surfaced to put an end or a crackdown on the existing curfew that has restricted movement of persons at night for several months out now, and some sources hint that a policeman or a police officer has been killed and some of the Ambazonian forces neutralized. We are yet to independently confirm this. Meantime, panic waves spread across the entire city of Bamenda last night, compelling several inhabitants of the city to remain indoors as a result of the prevailing situation. Now we take a look at latest news streaming in from Cameroon's upper house of parliament, notably concerning the Anglophone crisis. And news streaming in from the upper house of the country's parliament see an updated list of soldiers who lost their lives in the ongoing Anglophone crisis in the two English-speaking regions, the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, has been presented to Senate members in a plenary sitting that was, of course, earlier today. An updated list of defense and security forces who have been killed in the political unrest in the northwest and southwest regions have been was read out during a plenary sitting of the Senate that was earlier today, and the reading of the list by the minister delegate at the presidency of the Republic in charge of defense, Joseph Biya Somo, was provoking incident at it provoked a lot of emotions in the upper house of parliament. That was in response to the question in the security condition of the northwest and southwest regions of the country, and the Minister of Defense read a long list of 84 military personnel killed in the northwest and southwest regions of the country. The minister responding to the question from senators as concerns the Menka incident in Pinin Santa subdivision some weeks ago, said with bravery, courage and professionalism, the defense forces of the country are continuously exercising their duty in protecting the country's territorial integrity. Minister Joseph Biya Somo also said that the military is doing everything possible to rid the country of to get the country rid of a group of individuals qualified by many government officials as terrorists, including the Minister of Communication and even the Prime Minister, who has qualified the independence of fighters in the northwest and southwest regions of the country as terrorists. In the same way, we go over to the southwest region of the country to take a look at the situation over there, notably concerning the Biya Kumba Highway. Passengers in the southwest region have now remained stranded at some motor parks due to an astonishing increase in the transport fare provoked by the escalating tension in the region, and passengers at the Mile 17 motor park are compelled to pay the sum of 5,000 francs CFA to travel to Kumba instead of the usual 1,500 francs CFA. It should be recalled that that highway was blocked for several days by separatist fighters. I told you earlier that a standoff between some dockers at the Douala seaport and forces of law and other police officers, notably here in the city of Douala, left many of them injured. They went protesting in front of the entrance, one of the entrances into the seaport, the Douala seaport, demanding for better working conditions and other issues. They presented their grievances, but the police came out in their numbers to quell down the protests. We have details with a reporter who was on the ground. For me, Armstrong Sanda.
Workers on the streets manifesting their grievances in one of the entryways into the port of Douala. They are in a standoff with police officers who have been dispatched to disperse and calm them. Live and rubber bullets, police firing tear gas at the striking workers characterize the scene, some of them wounded. From the entryway to the Douala seaport, the strike action is spreading into Aqua as police continue chasing the demonstrators. They came out en masse to compel the administrators of the Douala seaport to improve on their working conditions.
Ils sont vraiment, aujourd'hui, ils ont compris que rien ne lui vaut plus, à part la mort. Parce qu'ils sont déjà désespérés.
The Dockers have understood that they are worth nothing again apart from death. We ask for a contract which will determine our minimum wages. We ask for an hour of pay of 2,000 francs and others.
Nous avions demandé aussi le remplacement de la carte unique, c'est-à-dire de la première catégorie à la deuxième catégorie à la carte unique qui donne foi à la troisième catégorie.
At the first strike, we had 11 points, you see, but they decided to give us 6 points. They went to the table, said that they're going to sign a convention. Inside that convention, we have nothing inside there, you see, but even the convention they have signed, they don't want to put it in application, you see. Now, we are tired. Family allowance, okay. Contract of work, salary of basic salary, what we call card unit card. Unit card. Yes. There are many.
We have to have more rights because now we are feeling bad. Our children is not going to the school. Our wife is running to our house. We don't have possibility to eat. We don't have possibility to eat. We need to our rights. Please, we need to our rights because we try to. We are doing the job very nice. There's no problem. We are doing the job very well.
The national president of Dockers Association, Mr. Mvondi Ebele Jean-Pierre, said they have a total of 10 points. The Dockers said they have consulted all concerned authorities from the port to the ministries in Yaoundé, but have not received any positive response this far. This is why the Dockers have opted for this demonstration today, which they qualify as peaceful. The demonstrators rather met with a repressive reaction from the authorities. Authorities who came to the scene were unable to solve the problem.
So we are waiting to see the next steps taken by the authorities. But as for the president, they will continue to press on until their rights are respected.
Ça, c'est la lettre que j'écris au président de la République, à son excellence, Monsieur Paul Biya.
The president is actually tense. I need to put on my mask because tear gas thrown today is not really easy.
We approached JPAC to get their own side of the story, but the gate was blocked for journalists.
And the country's Minister of Transport, Masina Nkale Bibehe, has instructed authorities at the Douala seaport to create a platform for permanent consultation and dialogue between the administration of that sea transport or maritime transport institution and its workers. The minister was speaking during a working visit to the Douala seaport today, and during that meeting he equally told authorities of the Douala seaport to work hard to modernize the services of that seaport. We shall be bringing to you images and details of the minister's visit to the Douala seaport today in a subsequent news editions. On to something else. The cultivation, sale and consumption of Indian hemp remains a major problem in the Republic of Cameroon, even though it is prohibited by the law, and 2 teenagers alongside 2 adults have been caught transporting the illegal product. They had been producing it and selling in Bafang in the west region of the country. Franklin Mwabi has more.
4 persons have been caught with marijuana in Bafang subdivision of the West region. Amongst the 4, 2 Mboro teenagers, Yusufa Hassa and Yahoma, aged 16 and 14 years respectively, were caught by the forces of law and order traveling with a bag of drugs in Bana quarter of Bafang.
A Cameroonian told us that he saw 2 young boys traveling with a bag. Inside the bag he saw a bad things called drugs. So we went in Bana Kota, Bafanye, arrest the 2 young men, Bororo, 14 and 16 years.
When the teenagers were questioned where they got the drugs, they confessed to have bought the drugs from a certain Itemba Toma and his friend Dachoa, who are aged 63 and 61 years respectively, who cultivate the weed in their homes.
Pa called Itembe Toma is the man who used to sell them the drugs. We went to Monk Quarter and arrest the Pa. When we reach there, we see the Itembe and Dachua with the drugs in their hands.
The Commissioner of Police for Bafang Subdivision, Bidzaha Fandai, says
nous demandons toujours, le policier n'est pas sorcier, le policier est celui qui.
The police is not a witch, but in charge of verifying information and taking the right actions to bring justice in cases like this. The Commissioner further beckoned on the population of Bafang to work in collaboration with the forces of law and order.
In the report coming up next, we take a look at the ugly face of underdevelopment affecting several parts of Cameroon, especially the hinterlands. A case in point in this newscast is the Matoke locality. It is in the Mongo division, littoral region of the Republic of Cameroon, where many of the roads running across the municipality are now in an advanced state of dilapidation. Inosenazi reports.
This is one of the craters which, according to the population, have become lakes in the middle of this road stretch linking Matoke, Pendamboko and Koto in Banga subdivision, Mongo division of the littoral region.
La commune de Mbanga et nous impose l'impôt libératoire.
The Mbanga Council has failed to satisfy the desires of the people. We pay taxes, but good services are not given us. For 6 years now, roads have not been rehabilitated. We have decided to engage in community labor to render the roads accessible.
Parce qu'on ne peut pas vivre et tomber entre nous, parce qu'on ne nous aide pas.
The poor community relies on generators for electricity, boreholes for water, which they drink and cook with. At times, the boreholes run dry. Others say council authorities have been making barren promises to fix roads, provide electricity and other social amenities.
Ils n'ont rien donné et les gens là boudent, les gens là se plaignent.
Inhabitants of this locality rely mostly on agriculture with a lot of farm produce, but no transportation means to markets. They also rely on cash crop like coffee.